Starting the recording now.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so tonight we're going over, Shelby's smiling at me, how to grow your market on Facebook and Instagram. So, Karina, do you want to start with Instagram?
Yeah, I can start. So the biggest thing that I noticed a difference in my business, and I just started 3 months ago. So I started with 900 followers on Instagram, and just from adding daily, I've grown my followers to almost, I think, 22 or 2,300. And so it's all, you want to be picky. It's totally okay to be picky with who you are requesting to follow. So I use Captivate and Cleaner. If you have not tried either of those apps, or if you guys need to go over them, I think there's a Zoom on Captivate and Cleaner. But Captivate, basically, you can actually go in, and the way that I like to use Captivate is anybody who likes my posts or my story, I will go to their page, and I won't go through their followers, but I will actually go to one of their pictures that I genuinely like, and then I will look at their followers that liked that picture, and then I'll go through those people. And on Captivate, you can actually click multiple at a time, and pick who you want to follow, and then you can add it to a cloud, which is a flat fee of like $4.99. But I'm telling you guys right now, it is the best thing, because if you're not familiar with Instagram, you can only follow, I'm not sure, Marissa, I think it's like 15.
It's like, if you're only following like once an hour, it's like 50 max. Like, and you won't know that you're not following the people. It'll literally, you'll go and like be clicking through people, and then if you go back and look at their, like, it'll say that you followed them, but you go and click on their actual profile and it like didn't actually follow them.
Yeah. So the best way, because I didn't know that there was like a cutoff of followers like per like 10 minutes. So Captivate, if you spend, literally it's $5, it's a one-time fee, you can add like a max amount of people to what you call your cloud, and it'll actually run in the background of your phone. So you get to pick, you add them to your cloud, it follows. And then the next thing that I use for growing my audience as well, because I started kind of going crazy on Captivate and following just like everybody, I now use Cleaner, and you can go in and take out like inactive users, or you can, if you have the time and you want to sit there through your followers and go through and like clean it out, the same thing, you add it to a cloud and then it cleans out. Then that way the people that are seeing your post are actual people that are interested, and not just popping up on timelines that people don't really care to look at your picture or anything. So another one that I like to do is I go off mutual interest. So I'm a dog person, so I follow some like dog pages. So I will kind of just browse through, and if I see if their profile isn't on private and we have mutual interest, or if I see in like their bio that I like something, I'll add them as a friend. Worst thing is they won't friend you. So also with growing your audience, you're definitely going to want to message every single person that either likes your photo or views your story. The reason that that's going to grow your audience is because you're planting your seeds. So they may have just liked one single picture, and I've noticed that once I send out like a brand rep like script, or like a hey quick question, they start popping up and they start seeing your photos more, they start liking them, they're viewing your story every single day. So you're growing your audience by planting those seeds. So the one thing that I have learned from growing my audience is don't go follow crazy like I did. I started just follow, like there were some like weird people that I like didn't even realize that I had followed, because I quickly went through it and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna follow all these people. And then it ended up, I spent more time kind of cleaning out my followers when I could have been adding followers. And the best thing that I can say, and I'll leave it at this, is literally you need to be adding every single day. So some people will do a max amount 1 day a week, so where it's like they add enough people into their cloud that it's following all week long. If you are not doing that and say you're just starting out and you don't have as many followers, you want to just hop on there and just, I don't know, follow, what would you say, Marissa, like if you're just starting out, like somebody, because I have some people who are like,
you for sure want to be following at least 100 people a day.
that's what I thought,
Like
yeah.
that seems overwhelming, but
Yeah.
set an alarm or like a reminder on your phone for 10 times a day and follow 10 people. It takes 15 seconds to follow 10 people.
Yeah.
And then after you get to consistently following 100 people a day, bump it up to 200 and then 300 and then keep going from there.
Yep. Yeah, because I have mine, like, I think if you look in my cloud at one point, it was like, I think like 800 people, and it was slowly just following all of these people.
I have 6,000 in my cloud right now, I think.
Yeah. So like I like kind of slowed down because like I said, I was catching up on like my cleaner. So that is my biggest thing that I learned. So take that and don't go follow Happy. But definitely use cleaner because there's going to be a lot of people like I personally am at the point in my business where I am so focused on my business that like if you're posting a bunch of like random things and we're just like kind of friends, like I'm honestly gonna unfollow you. But then another thing is with my cleaner is like there's people who maybe have unfollowed me, so I go in and I've unfollowed them, but then it just gives me another chance to where then there's those seeds out there and I now have the chance where I can go back, and if they pop back up somehow on my like suggestions or mutual whatever, I'll add them as a friend again. Worst case is they end up following me back. So that is my my little spiel on Instagram. But honestly, like you guys just need to be following, because I grew, like I said, 900 followers to over 2,000 in a very short amount of time. And now it's like I can tell like every single day I'm gaining followers every single day. So that is the only way, because if you don't have enough followers, you can't be messaging the same people over and over. Like that's just gonna ruin your entire like business. So yeah.
And then in addition to that, even though you guys are following every day, just make sure that you are going in and cleaning out, because when you're following every day, your following number is going to keep going up and only so many people follow you back. And you want to make sure, because people aren't going to follow you back. If you are following 3,000 people and you only have 200 followers, they're going to be like, oh, well, why the heck would I follow her? Like, you have to make sure that those numbers are really even. And this is a really random thing that I've been doing, but to just kind of find more quality people to follow. And like, I'm 19, so I'm like college age, so I relate to college students really well, even though I'm not currently in school. What I've been doing, it's really weird. I literally Google schools in, like, I'll put a state, like schools in Arkansas. And then Wikipedia literally has a list of every single school in a state. And I'll go in my Instagram and you can search places, and I'll type in that school name, find a it's a little time consuming, but then I find a person that goes to that school or posted a picture at that school and that has like 600, 700, 800 likes on their pictures. And then I'll like go to that girl's profile on Captivate and add those people to my queue, because I know that they're more than likely in college, and I don't know how to explain it. They're just quality people and not random people. That's a way that I've been following people.
Is quality. Obviously, you want to get your quantity up, but to do it the right way and to do what's going to benefit you the most, learn from our mistakes, and take it as guidance, honestly, just because you want people who are are going to be genuinely intrigued by your post. They're going to want to read what you're writing. Because like I said, in the matter of like a month, I think I kind of like screwed myself over and followed a ton of people to where now my followers and my people that I follow are now like pretty dead even. So
Before we move on to Facebook, does anyone have questions about Instagram and following? If you do, you can just drop them in the chat and I can just stop and we can answer them. I'm going to move on to Facebook. Honestly, when I started like a year and a half ago, I really didn't know exactly how to work Facebook, and it's kind of a weird land, I guess. You have to know what you're doing on Facebook to do it correctly, just because that's where MLMs started, was on Facebook, and where if you basically someone saw that you were at works, like they're like, oh my God, I don't want to be friends with these people. They block you and friend you. And you have to be very careful about how you're going about adding people and how you're working your business on Facebook, just because it's so much more personal than Instagram is. Because you can go, like, obviously we go and follow random people on Facebook or on Instagram, and it doesn't matter. They'll follow you back, even if they don't know you. On Facebook, you'll get people that will pop up in your inbox and be like, do I know you? So a big thing that I suggest doing, if you haven't done this already, is print your Facebook friends list. And that is not only going to help you with growing your following, but also messaging. If you're messaging through your Facebook friends list, I suggest I go through and see if there's any inactive profiles, so people that haven't posted in a long time. I have a lot of people from like high school that have like old Facebooks, and I go in and I'm going to unfriend them. But before I unfriend them, I go and I add some people so I go into their friends list and I click on the suggested button on their profile, and I add like 5-6 people from there. And how I choose that is I basically add friends. I look at their mutual friends that I have. So I'm in the suggested tab, and say there's Sally Fisher, and it says she has 5 mutual friends. I want to make sure I'm adding people that have at least like 4 or 5 mutual friends, but not more than 20, because if you're adding people that have 20, 30, 40, 50 mutual friends with you, your market's not going to grow outside of a certain area. So I'm adding those people, and then I'm unfriending the people that I don't want to be friends with that have inactive profiles, because that's not going to help you at all, and it's not going to help your algorithm, because inactive profiles are seeing your posts versus people that are on Facebook every day. And then I'm also, as I'm going through my Facebook friends list, if I see someone that is an It Works distributor or with Unique or Mary Kay or one of those other companies that I don't know personally, I unfriend them as well, because they can steal your potentials, and it just doesn't help your business at all. And I also am unfriending guys that I don't know in person. So when I was in school, for some reason, I had all these random people, just guys that I didn't know. And personally, I don't message guys, and I don't really work my business with guys unless they personally come to me. It's just easier to work with women, I feel. So I unfriend them, but before I do that, I go into their friends list and I go under suggested and I add some of their friends, just because I can still grow my market from them before I remove them from my friends list. So you do want to be just like on Instagram, you want to be picky about who you're friending. Obviously, you don't want to be going and friending every single person that you see. There is a suggested button on Facebook that's different from if you were to go to someone's profile and look at their friends list and add from their suggested friends. You don't want to go and add under the suggested tab, because that's going to be the people that have like 50 plus mutual friends with you, and that's not really going to help you grow your market, or it is going to end up being people that you have mutual friends with that are It Works distributors that are on your team. And that's not helping you or your teammate because that's already their potential and you don't want to steal their potentials. So typically what I do is I go to one of my friends on Facebook that has like a low amount of mutual friends, and I'll go into their friends list and click on the suggested tab and add a few of their friends that I have low numbers on mutual friends with. That way they see that I have some mutual friends with them, so they're likely to add me, but I don't have a lot of mutual friends with them already, where it's not like I have 100 people. Just because, as I said before, like that's really not going to help you grow. Before I add them, I try to check their profile, make sure they're not a It Works distributor or with another company, and I make sure they're active. So, like, if their profile picture says it hasn't changed since like 2015, I'm not going to add them because they obviously don't have an active profile. And I just kind of see if I can relate to them on some sort of level before I add them. What else? Oh, and I also check to make sure that I don't have mutual friends that are teammates or potentials when I'm in that suggested list, because it's just not going to help you out. In addition to going through suggested friends, I am also going into Facebook groups. I don't know if you guys know how to get involved in Facebook groups, but there's a tab on the Facebook app that has groups, and you can go in there and there's a discover button and you can find groups to join. So there's like food groups, makeup, dogs, like if you have pets, mom groups, vegetarian, vegan, keto diet. If you're into photography, you can join those groups. But the most important thing you don't want to do is go in there and post about your business, because that'll get you removed from that group and you'll get reported. Most groups have rules of what you can post and what you can't post. And then make sure you're actually like interacting with people's posts, commenting on things, liking things, making your own posts in there. And don't just go in and add random people because they'll message you and be like, do I know you? Who are you? Like, build a relationship with them before you actually go and add them. But that's a really good way to build your market outside of like your area, because obviously on Facebook, more than likely you're going to be adding more friends that are from your direct area. Ray, I saw your comment. That's not terrible as long as like you don't have a high number of mutual friends with all those people. I just try to keep it as like the people that I'm adding to have, I stick between like 4 to 20 mutual friends when I'm adding people, just so that I know that they're not all the same exact people. They don't all know each other. It's just new blood coming in, basically. A huge reason that I've been growing my Facebook friends list on Facebook, like the last couple months, has been from Host to Post. And it'll save you so much time and help you grow your market so much quicker, just because you don't have to go and find those quality people that would be interested in this. So literally have 1, 2, 3, 4 people a day posting for you, and you'll have people that comment or like on their status, and then you can go and friend those people because they're interested in either the business or the products. So you add those people, message them. Make sure when you're messaging them that you also add them on Messenger, because you're not going to be friends with them when you first add them. And then a really important thing you want to do is when you're adding those people that showed interest, make sure that you're going and interacting on their pages, because if they see that you added them and it's about this business thing, you also want to make sure that they know you're a real person and you're actually interested in their life, and it's not just for the purpose of the business. So if you guys like need help with Host to Post, there's a whole training on Host to Post and Chasing Diamonds, and then also Hope has a training on brand rep that is also really good. And I've actually on Facebook only been messaging using the brand rep wording or the Host to Post wording, and I've gotten I think 50 plus new Facebook friends and potentials just this week from doing host to post. And I think I have like 10-ish host to post that were done. And that's 50 new people that I didn't have to go and find myself. I just had those people post for me and other people found. Trina, do you have anything that you want to add on that?
No, host to post is definitely something that we should be utilizing. And if you guys are unfamiliar with host to post, there's literally a post in Chasing Diamonds, and it gives you the exact script and the picture and the day. But just to kind of piggyback on that, that's going to be one of the biggest ways now, because even if you're not getting a ton of like people signing up, you're growing your network, you're growing your audience, and you're planting seeds. And your biggest thing is you're going to have people that are going to come back around that you may have added like months ago. Like once you start growing and growing and growing, because I think that I've noticed I'm getting way more responses on the brand rep script from people that we don't even personally know, but we're friends and we're following each other. So I send them the brand rep script. But it wasn't until, and don't let this number intimidate you guys, but it wasn't until I got to I'd say about 1,500 that I was getting more and more responses, because I was able to send out more and more messages. So just honestly every single day, add. Like I'm literally adding more people on my Captivate like right now, because it's so easy. And I think, like, I know on my team people weren't using it, and I think Brittany, as soon as she got Captivate, it was like, oh wow, okay. Because the biggest thing is you guys need to be working smarter and not harder. And when we're telling you guys this is going to be the best thing, it's because it's what has worked for us. So obviously try it out, and if you get like results and everything's working fine, great. If not, at least you know that that was something that you tried. But other than that, do you guys have any questions on, there's not really too many probably questions on how to like follow, but the way that we do it and the way that we've had the most benefits from is literally just going in and stepping out of your comfort zone. Like, don't be afraid to add somebody, because the worst thing that they're going to do is like not allow you to like follow them, and you don't get some like big huge notification that they are like, oh no, you can't follow me. Like, you just move on, just keep following and following and following, and eventually like it's going to pay off. But don't let like thousands and thousands of followers intimidate you. It's going to take time to grow your business. So yeah.
I mean, growing your market is a pretty simple thing. It's just something that takes time. You have to diligently do it every single day. So I agree. Does anyone have questions? I'm just going to stop the recording.